Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Kellum. I am the Product Communication Specialist at Leica Camera USA. Welcome to today's Leica Conversation. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. You will see that on the right-hand side of the video, there is a chat function. We would love to hear where you are tuning in from, and this is also a perfect place for you to ask questions for our guests. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Michael Foley, the new gallery director at the Leica Store in York Meatpacking District. Michael, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Nathan. Thank you so much for having me here. I am live right now inside the gallery of the new Meatpacking Store and gallery, and I'm super excited here. We are just about ready to get things underway here.
That's amazing. Well, let's dive right into it. So we have a couple other guests to bring on to the panel here. I'll let you introduce your teammates, and I'll let you guide the conversation. Thanks again.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nathan. I'm going to start by talking about several upcoming exhibitions that we have here, which we've been planning for quite some time. And then we're going to talk to Rob Terrell, who is the general manager of the store, and Saya Roman, who is the deputy manager of the store. We're going to take a look at some of their great work that they have photographed with a Leica, and then open it up for a conversation and questions. So let me start with the upcoming exhibitions that we have here. Something that we've been thinking about for a long time is Elliott Erwitt. This is an exhibition that has been in the making for several years. And with Elliott's passing last December, this will be the first exhibition of Elliott's work posthumously. So as most of you know, Elliott was a Magnum photographer for many years. He was inducted in 1953, and Leica inducted him into their Hall of Fame in 2023, as well as having the Picture of the Year, which is something that Leica does every year, and they chose one of Elliott Erwitt's photographs to be the Picture of the Year. And each gallery around the world only has 3 of the edition to sell. And this is the picture right here, the Picture of the Year, which was photographed here in New York City. That exhibition will open to the public on March 15th, and it will be a weekend filled with different activities here. The next exhibition we're going to have is by a Bangladeshi artist by name of Ismail Ferdows, and of Bangladeshi descent, but he is now a New Yorker and photographs based here in Brooklyn. This was a project that won the Lobo, which is the Leica Oscar Barnack Award, which is given every year to one photographer. And we have chosen him for our summer exhibition. This is a project called Sea Beach. These are photographs made in the southernmost tip of Bangladesh in a place called Cox's Bazar. And in a country that is so overpopulated, the beach there is kind of the great equalizer. People from all social and economic backgrounds come to Sea Beach to relax, to recreate, and to celebrate. And I think this is going to make a fantastic summer exhibition. The third exhibition we have scheduled is Todd Heido. And we're going to highlight the work that he actually had made with the SL system. And most of you know Todd's work. There's a bit of mystery and intrigue, and this will be a series that I think will be a great prelude to fall and to the winter. Todd will also be curating what we're going to call the Leica Resource Library. And this is a culmination of books, over 50 books that we will have here on the second floor of the store, where people coming in want to learn a little bit more about photography, spend a little time with a book, have a seat upstairs, grab a cup of coffee, and learn a little bit more about photography. And also the weekend of March 16th, which will be kind of our grand opening weekend, coupled with the Elliott Erwitt exhibition. Ralph Gibson will be releasing a book through Leica, and Todd Heido will be in conversation with Ralph. And I believe we have the date as March 16th. So something definitely to attend. So I want to introduce the 2 big players here at the Meatpacking store and gallery. Rob Terrell, as I mentioned, is the general manager, and Sire
Right.
Roman is the
How's it going, Michael?
deputy manager. Hey, welcome, guys. They are currently in the upstairs. I am in the downstairs gallery. So we're going to take a look at your work. But before we do, I wanted to hear from both of you. I just had a couple of questions. How did you first come to Leica? How did you use the Leica camera? And what are you enjoying most about what Leica has to offer?
Yeah. Do you want me to take it? Yeah. So I first came to Leica as a consumer, maybe about eight or 9 years ago, with a point and shoot Leica camera, known as the C11. It's more of like a kind of a discontinued point and shoot. They no longer make the film for it. It's APS camera. But then I became an associate manager in Los Angeles about 3 years ago, and got to understand of the more current models and just learn a bit more about the brand and get a real appreciation for the craftsmanship that goes into the cameras and the community, which is so special to be a part of. So been lucky enough to come out here now and open this store in New York with Sire and yourself. So it's really a big honor to be a part of this brand and have coworkers like yourselves.
Hello, everyone. My journey to Leica was kind of recently, within the past 2.5 years. My brother loaned me one of his cameras, the M10R, on extended loan. Used that for some time, fell in love with it, couldn't go back to my other camera systems. From there, also, yeah, that's usually how it goes. Messed around with the Q2 as well, had that on extended loan. And at some point, I had to make a decision, as I was no longer in love with my other cameras. And I went all in on the M11. And I'm here today working with Leica. Very excited to be working with Rob, everyone else a part of the team.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to take a look at some of the photographs that you shared with me. And we're going to go back and forth. So there'll be a photograph from Rob and then a photograph from Sire. Instead of grouping them all together, I really wanted to have kind of a back-to-back conversation. So I'll be curious about if there was any particular gear you used, but even more so, kind of your subject and what draws you to that subject in photography. So let's take a look here. Rob, I think this is yours.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So being out in LA for the past 8 years, I was fortunate enough to be on a lot of movie sets. That's kind of the main culture out there is entertainment. So I was fortunate enough to get a gig here on this project, and really just love everything about set photography. It's so much fun because you're playing with natural and artificial light. And subject matter, and things change, and you obviously have great wardrobe here. So it makes my life a lot easier. This was shot on the SL2S with the 24-70 lens, and that camera system just nails it. So really fortunate to have that gear that day and utilize it on this set. It's a little bit of a sneak peek. They might hate me for this, but it's very much the typical set moment where you're capturing a moment that is it's a still. You can read a lot from the scene, or you can read a little from the scene. But this photo to me is really special because it's expressing both characters in a way. And the color from this camera is just really, color from all of our cameras is really just top notch. Very little editing goes into these files, so really happy with this image. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Sire.
Yeah, this photo is actually interesting. This was, I think I was maybe about a month or two into my Q2 journey. Normally, I don't take photographs on the subway. I'm usually not interested in photographing in the subway, but I saw this gentleman sitting down, and what drew me first was the colors and what he was wearing. And, I had to grab a couple shots. Then I noticed him looking up, and I asked for a couple more. I had like a little mini impromptu photo shoot on the subway. So I thought that was pretty interesting and fun.
As you should. Yeah, as you should. This is a real life set photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it feels kind of like one of Rob's photographs in a way where everything is just picture perfect, and we couldn't ask for a better environment and a better subject. Really fascinating. All right, go back, Rob.
Yeah, this one's a great one. So this is Jeff Garland, the comedian and actor, and he is a Leica shooter, and him and I have been able to become friends because he is an avid consumer and really valued client, but also just really good at what he does, both on camera and off behind the camera. So here he invited me to kind of capture a day before one of his sets, and this was really cool, capturing him think about his set list for this particular show that night. And it was such a genuine moment. This is taken with the Q3 that I was able to loan out for the night. And you could see it's not quite in focus, but that he has I was an M11 monochrome with a 35 apo on his camera that he actually was using on set while he was doing his own stand-up. So you just take a picture of the crowd, or yeah, that night he had a guest, so he would photograph the guest. It was really fun to see that side of him, and not many people get to be on that side or witness him do that kind of work. So it was just a beautiful moment. And again, back to being just like grateful to make these connections. And that's the huge upside to Leica is the community aspect of is all walks of life can use the system. So it's a fun photo here.
Right, fantastic.
This one was during the Mermaid Parade. This was actually shot on the M11. A lot of great characters out there. This one was a well-known New York artist. Saw him in the bar, and he just kind of got up and posed for me really quickly. And I was able to get this wonderful photo of him. First thing that called out to me was the colors, like his green mask, the stripes in the background, and just really happy overall how it came out. Thank you.
This is another photo with the Q3. This is artist Danny Minnick, who's also a Leica shooter. Really cool to bond with him. I've known Danny for about a little over 4 years now, and he's a great skateboarder. He kind of dabbles into acting as well. That's his girlfriend's dog there, the pug. And no, this is in his studio space, and I had to shoot it vertical because he has some pieces that are kind of being shopped around or being commissioned, so I couldn't share too much. I would have loved to shoot this landscape. I think I did, but I'm not unable to share it at the moment. And I love the Q3. You could bring it anywhere, and again, back to the colors of our sensors, they just render very well. And he had this set up. I got really lucky. The dog kind of sat still here, and had Danny give me a little mean mug pose, or however he wanted to pose. And yeah, the colors just pop great here, and it kind of teases a little bit of his art, but it also like kind of centers him in the frame. And again, the dog's just a nice touch here.
Love it's like displaying almost two different worlds there in the background. This photo was also, I think this was actually on a Q3. Had a little hands-on with that. I was walking by on St. Mark's, saw this bear kind of slumped over, looked like he had a night of partying.
Seen better days.
Yeah, seen better days. And you know, it's drawn to me first is color, and the fact that it's a giant teddy bear just slumped over in the corner on St. Mark's, like we've probably seen some people. But other than that, just, you know, random snapshot, just walking around the streets of New York.
Sire, is it the color that is the first thing that kind of checks the box for you when you're going to bring up that camera, or is it the subject matter?
Majority of the time it is color. Like I feel like I see color first, and then subject kind of comes out to me. But I'm always on the hunt for color.
Yeah, I definitely see that in the work.
This one's a great one. This also is a shout out to timing and luck. This is my friend's band, Amber Wild, and I got really lucky. I mean, I've seen them play a few times, and so I've got to know kind of the set list and just kind of can anticipate movement on the stage, which is really nice to have in live music photography. Here, Evan Stanley is the lead singer here, jumping up in the air, and this is shot on the SL2S with the 24-70. Still, it's just such a reliable lens. And here I got a great just capture. I even get the drummer, which is still tucked behind him. So I got a little bit of everybody kind of doing their thing, which is really just probably the best part about this image for me is I have the bassist Jake looking at Evan in the air. I've got Marsh, who's the lead guitarist on the left there, looking up, and then I got Thomas on the drums just going crazy. So it captures the energy, hopefully, is what I see. And then again, the color is really special. Live music is just really fun for me to photograph. And I'm fortunate that I have friends like them to photograph and just get lucky with timing a little bit too.
I feel like when you enjoy music and it's someone that you enjoy the photos show that.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a different situation where the events are unfolding in front of you rather than some of the other, more set portraits where you have a little time to kind of move things here and there. Do you have a preference going into kind of a live situation as opposed to something you have a little bit more time and patience to work with?
I mean, I like to be versatile. I like to mix things up. My schedule being a store manager has kind of dictated my time. So a lot of it happens to be live music after hours when the shops close. So it tends to be more live action shots like this. But if I can pose a subject, it's a great time because it's also kind of teaching and always learning how to direct and figure out lighting. But here it's always fun to kind of capture a moment that literally cannot be recreated. So
exactly. And I think it helps in this case that you seem to know the music really well and also everybody by name. So I'm sure that kind of helps with the whole spirit of the shoot.
Totally. Yeah, no, it gives me an edge or an advantage to other shooters. But no, again, a lot of luck, a lot of appreciation. So
sure.
This photo was actually not too far from me, where I live in Brooklyn. This was the Pakistani Mela, which was a celebration of Pakistan's independence. This particular photo is fun because there was I can't remember, I think the guy all on the left, he was in charge of everyone. And this was, when I asked him if I can actually take a photo, he asked me not to take photos until they actually all got proper and set up for it. So I kind of started snapping a little bit because I thought that was a little bit more interesting.
totally.
And got some great photos out of it. Always love the ones that's a little bit more candid rather than posed.
Mm-hmm. I like it. They're all getting white glove ready.
Yeah, white glove ready.
And the color is spectacular. What was the camera you used on this?
Oh, this was actually the M11.
Beautiful. M11.
Nice. This one's a good one. This is a singer, Maya B. Her and I have become friends again through live music, and this is actually her kind of at an event at Milk Studios in Los Angeles. I got to borrow the M11 monochrome here, and so this is really pushing it. I'm pretty sure this is at minimum 50,000 ISO here. With my handy dandy 40mm Summicron that is no longer production, but really fun. I had her kind of hit me with a pose and snapped, and yeah, it's just that camera is insane. It really is night vision. Obviously the subject is beautiful, but again, like the lack of color actually enhances the highlights and the contrast of that camera. It's just truly unmatched. And it makes you not want color sometimes with how well the camera renders shades of gray. So
definitely a camera I have on my list.
Mm-hmm. Same. This is again a loner.
This was shot with the M11 and the 35 Summicron.
Color, man, the colors lately.
Love the colors. I'm drawn to people with flowers. Anytime I see someone with flowers doing something kind of interesting, I do try to see if I can capture that somehow. This one, I actually saw her walk by, took a couple of shots of her. came back around, wasn't too happy with the photo. So I just, asked her, I was like, hey, I took some photos of you earlier. Really like the way you're holding these two bouquets. Kind of asked her, who are they for? She was actually bringing for her sister, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Her first question was, are you planning to use anything with AI with these? And I was, yeah, thought that was pretty funny, but also from someone's perspective who may not know where technology is or what you can do. I kind of had to reassure her that I was not going to be using it for any, malicious intent. And this was out of all the photos I've posed her in, this was my favorite one.
Beautiful. This is a self-portrait that I took.
This looks like that celebrity.
This was a test that I did in LA on the I had roof access to my building that I lived in Los Angeles. And this is on the M10 monochrome with the 90 Summicron lens. And I always like to push it with the self-portraits. I've kind of gotten a habit of doing self-portraits because a lot of people that I had booked appointments with were flaking in Los Angeles, go figure. And so I started to put myself in front of the camera more and learn angles and lighting. And here I got into character as a joke and got a great image out of it. I shaved into a mustache and slicked my hair back and just had fun with it. And this was one of my favorites from it. M10 monochrome 90 Summicron, great combo. Again, the monochrome is just so special. And this is all just usable light in the area. There's one skylight to my left that's on the right corner showing. That's kind of giving that chin light on my hand and the left side of my face, and then everything else is just street lights and building lights. So really fun to mess around with that camera and just test its limits and see what it can do. I think this is probably 25,000 ISO on that camera. So again, just testing the limits. And the beauty of working for this camera company is we can see real life results of what it can do and give that proof of performance in any scenario, even if it's just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, testing the limits. What limits does it have? That's what I find. And every time
the M11 doesn't have any limits, both color and monochrome. It's special. So
yeah.
This image, same thing, goes back to color. Interesting. This was the first time I actually ever used an SL2 with the M mount lens.
Nice.
It was me and my brother. He was the first time he actually showed me the camera. He was like, "Hey, today we're actually going to shoot these SLs." Never manually focused. This was one of the shots that actually came out the best, in my opinion. Had a lot of misses that day. With this one, I was very happy with. And this was also in Ozone Park in Queens, where we have a lot of little floral shops over there.
Beautiful. Yeah, the trial and error worked out here.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, in what I would imagine if I had walked by there to see, kind of the gray gates, wouldn't have been as interested. But the flowers, the color of the foliage just pops right off the page. Just amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Michael. I would have kept it moving up.
I would have kept moving. I would have
kept it moving. I'm just like, yeah.
But I think the contrast, I really think the contrast of those colors coming off of that kind of medium gray, just really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, and with all of the images we've seen from Sari, he's a master of color, and I can't wait to discover more of that. So,
yeah.
This one here, this is another M10 monochrome here. This is with 28 Summicron, which is kind of a cool setup for me because it's a 28, so it's really wide, but it's a 5.6 maximum aperture, so it doesn't let a lot of light in. And it's more of like a pancake lens, really a re-release that we came out with. That was a heritage lens, so it's super fun and compact. I was lucky enough to be a +1 to this party. It was an Emmys party, I believe, last year. Shout out to my friend Carlos Miranda, and so this is actor butcher it. What's his name? He is in Captain America. He plays Bucky. He's what's his name? I'm losing it, but
terrible movie.
Anyway, it's an actor, and I caught him in a cool moment, and it's something that I thought was really special because you have him kind of doing a little dance, and then you got the kid really appreciating it, and they had a little dance battle, is what I wish I had video for in this moment. So yeah, Sebastian Stan is his name. So yeah, he was kind of just breaking it down and having a good time, and yeah, it was nice to just capture that moment, and that's the beauty of that lens and camera setup. Is I was really pushing it. I think this is again minimum 12,500 ISO here, probably wide open at 5.6, but just the ability to get in that space and shoot that and capture it is really fun for me. So yeah.
Sure. There's a question that came up, which I think is a really good one, and it kind of details when you're photographing subjects that you may not know, and these are people that maybe you're shooting from a distance, or you actually have kind of introduced yourself to talk to a little bit more. First of all, how do you approach them? Are you asking permission for that? And then secondly, are you offering them a print or a way that they can see the image later?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't do a ton of street photography of people like that. So for me, it's more of like this kind of stuff. I mean, not to cap. I mean, I don't print any of this work. I probably should for sale, but if I did, I would definitely want to get permission from most of these people, even though I know that they get abused a lot, especially the celebrities like Sebastian and Jeff Garland. Even my friend's band, and so for me, it's normally I would probably offer a print, but normally it's just I share the image with them. I don't really try and make money off of it.
Oh yeah,
but I definitely offer to send them the photo if they wanted it. Another good thing about our digital cameras is we use the Leica Photos app to transfer it, and it makes it a really inconvenient thing on the spot to just Bluetooth transfer it to your phone through the app, and then you can email it or AirDrop it if you didn't want to get that person's contact info, and you just want to kind of keep it more of a distance thing. But if you wanted to kind of connect with them, obviously we have beautiful Instagram connections that we can make, or email or phone number, whatever you're comfortable with. So,
right.
sorry.
But it's a great way through the Photos app to basically deliver the picture almost instantly to them.
Yeah. No.
Same for me. Anytime if I do engage in conversation with someone, they want the photo, have them shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'll make it happen. Then I'll politely ask, don't add a filter on that if you post it, please.
Agreed. Yeah, I second that, please.
Right.
This is actually.
Go back one. Did we skip it? There we go.
This is New York street artist Tone Tank, and a friend of mine. We actually went to do one of his installs for one of his pieces in Coney Island. He takes like these fire call boxes, and he'll do his little statue that he likes to place inside of them. And I documented that day, and to celebrate, he was like, "I want to go run in the water," and went for a little dip. He came out, and Coney Island is like one of his favorite places in the whole wide world. Like he's very big in his childhood and just a part of his identity. And kind of posed him over. And funny thing is, I actually asked him for his permission if I could use his photo, and I re-edited it, sent it over to him, and he didn't never realize that I actually put the frame in behind there, and that was my intention. And then he was like, "Oh wow, the neckline of the tattoo also completes it a little." So I thought that was
the first thing I know.
Yeah,
Great job.
That's pretty interesting.
Amazing.
This is a fun one for me. Obviously, I'm kind of showcasing a lot of my access here, which is also a huge part of photography, and not everybody gets a chance to have access to events and models and stuff. This is a good friend of mine who we started out as just a working relationship, became friends. This is Katie Tarr, who's a Los Angeles-based model here, and we really just had fun in Los Angeles on the rooftop of my apartment building in LA, in Hollywood, and I had borrowed a couple cameras here. She's holding, I believe, an M11 and a 50 Summilux black chrome edition while multitasking and smoking a cigarette. And I captured this with the trusty SL2S with the 24-70, and just got incredible images that day. But this one was really fun for me because we were photographing each other. And she's a great photographer herself. It was easy for me to just hand the camera over, and she picked it up much faster than I anticipated, which made it a lot of fun that day. But yeah, I'm really proud of this image. Photographer Terry LaRue actually helped me print this platinum palladium, and I have 2 copies of that done, which is shout out to him and teaching that class for us in like an academy course, which we offer. Maybe we'll bring him out here and do that for our New York community, hopefully soon. But that was taking place in Los Angeles. But yeah, no, I love the black and white conversion on this. Don't regret taking it with that camera. The M11 monochrome might have done it a little bit better, but I just love the contrast here. And again, great subject matter to have and good pose. So.
When I saw this, it reminded me of like, immediately gave me like a 90s LA vibe too.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Can't really
And
tell.
so are we looking at the platinum palladium print?
No, I wish. No, I didn't. I could probably share that in on my Instagram or something. But we're not looking at that. We're just looking at the file that I took with the SL2S. But yeah, no, it's impressive that the platinum palladium print came out not too far off from this image. With the way that is done, it's kind of like taking the negative, a digital negative, and making it into like a physical negative, like film. But yeah, it's really interesting process. And if you want to learn more about that, you're gonna have to sign up for the class. But I don't know much about it. It's really a lost art form.
This was shot on the Q2 actually. Walking around, just saw this woman over by downtown Seaport. I think it was like a little car show event happening, and she was just off in her little world, and just stopped and snapped a photo of her, and showed it to her. She loved it. I sent it off to her. I think that's also like I'm happy she wasn't too upset, because it's not particularly a photo that most people probably wanted them. They're working. She's just kind of, just looks a little tired. But I love it. Colors, again, spoke to me first, and, the yellow rag, and kind of purples and blues, and her hair. But overall, great, quick and fast with the Q2.
While you two were talking, a question came up, really kind of checking in to see how excited we are about New York City having a flagship store. And I am thrilled, obviously, for this. And I think part of the mission here is to foster, create, and grow the community of photographers. And we really want the Leica Store and Gallery to be that place. If you're a photographer, if you're interested in photography, to step right in. Whether that is you're looking for a new camera, or you're looking to see an exhibition, or you're looking for a great book to take a look at. And so what do you guys think? What does it mean for you, to be part of this kind of launch of Leica?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, for me, it's going to become a clubhouse in the city. And yeah, we will sell cameras and artwork and sport optics equipment, but for me, hold on, we might have a little technical difficulty here. Oh, is it? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. We had a plug that was loose here. We almost lost our connection. But no, going back to just a hub for everybody to come to and really just hang out and learn about each other in photography. We'll have the workshops. We'll have academy place. We'll have photo walks that will be kind of this will be the home base for. We're located next to the High Line, which will be a beautiful photo walk day for us. And just creative.
Hang on a second, Rob. We're losing a little audio contact, I think, for you. Yeah, that sounds good. And I'm going to jump. I think.
Nope, we got it. We're back. I think we're back and ready. You hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, Oh, cool. We're jumping into it.
Okay. Yeah. So, Sire, how about you? What does it mean to be kind of a part of this community here that we're growing and fostering in photography?
I'm actually very excited for this. This is my first time in this retail space. And I think all the cool things that Rob has been able to share with me, just hearing about some of the fun stuff that we have planned, like I'm ready to get these doors open and just, start to see these things come to life. But I'm excited to welcome, the community that we have here and just be a part of it all.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing is that, listen, no matter where you live in the world, eventually you come to New York. And we will be here waiting for you.
Yep. No, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here to stay, and we're really excited to open our doors to everybody. Just be that kind of safe space for photographers, for Leica enthusiasts, and everybody in between. People who are just interested in the building. People who are interested in what we do, and we're here to kind of inform them, but also learn from them. So it's a great opportunity for all of us, and I'm excited that we don't have our whole team here, but I'm glad we have you, Michael, and Sire here. Can't wait for everybody to meet our team. Roland, Tamana, Vincent, Mariam, and that's just the store team, but our growing team, both in our headquarters based in Teaneck, New Jersey, and all of our other stores across the U.S. and further on. Like you said, if it brings people together, people always end up in New York. It's a must-see for anyone, photographer or not, but definitely photographers love to come here and take photos and share images, print images. Hopefully, I'm saying that for myself, but yeah.
Great. Well, let's jump back into the photographs here.
This one's a cool one. So this is a photo of actor Billy Zane. He's also a very good painter and an incredible photographer. He is a collector of Leica cameras and equipment. His collection is very impressive. He's also extremely stylish, as you can see. He styled himself for this shoot. This was taken at Milk Studios in Los Angeles. Huge shout out to Paris Chong for putting this together. This was actually meant to be a BTS shot and video I was taking that day of Per Bernal's photos he was doing for Faces of Leica, which his image is way better than this. But I love this image because I was able to kind of get my own take on that day and what I was seeing, and really just kind of feeding off the energy that Billy kind of exudes. And he's such a presence, but he also is a great guy. And his daughters were actually here for this shoot, so it was really fun to see the whole side of him that not a lot of people get to see. They just see the actor from Titanic or the latest shows or anthologies with like Kevin Hart or different movies. So he's a really great guy, and again, I can't thank Paris Chong enough for putting that together and introducing us. And yeah, his work is incredible. So check that out for everybody who's interested.
This image.
I love gold as well.
Yeah, the gold is really cool. This one was shot with the M11 and the 27 Elmerit. I think this was actually, I'm sorry, 28 Elmerit. This was the first photo I actually captured that I really enjoyed with the M11. And I don't know if the guy was messing around with me, but I asked him, I was like, hey, many people asked you to take your portrait. He was like, no, not really. So I was like, oh, the way you're sitting here, I love it. The gold. Then
perched up.
Yeah, he's perched up, hanging out. And then he was like, actually, he was like, you're actually the second person. The first person was, oh gosh, what's his name? Bill
Brown.
Not Bill Brown. Famous fashion photographer, always wore like a blue jacket.
Bill Cunningham.
Yeah, Bill Cunningham. There you go.
Nice.
He was like, "You're the second person."
Good
Bill
company.
Cunningham.
Good company.
Bill Cunningham was the first, and I was like thinking about it. And I was like, "I don't know if this guy is just messing with me, but okay, that's pretty cool if that's the case." But again, M11, love the colors
Great
of
pop
that.
of pink
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, this one's great. This is obviously Kiss, if you couldn't tell. This is a beautiful one. The one thing I have a gripe about this camera, I mean, not the camera, but this photo, is I didn't get the guitarist Tommy in this shot. So that's the one thing, but I subbed him for the video guy. So I couldn't have, it wasn't wide enough to get everybody in it, but I love this shot because it just captures the action of that show. And this was a show they did recently, actually, and back in late October of 2023, during their End of the Road tour. Got great access to capture this moment. They were recording it for their, I'm sure there's a documentary coming out about this, but everybody's doing something. They're just great showmen. They're incredible. This is my first time seeing them live. So I was a fan. I wouldn't call myself a super fan, but I definitely was a fan of Kiss. So I knew that there would be a lot of lights and pyrotechnics, but this is cool with kind of having the different set of lights and how the beams came through. Again, this is SL2S with 24-70. And again, that's like just great camera to use. I mean, all of our cameras that we've used in Sire with the M11 Q3, myself Q3, M11 monochrome, M10 monochrome, just like everything is just so much easier when you have our camera systems. It makes you think more about either color or subject matter and framing. And this one was really fun for me to get. And obviously a really special moment to capture them on their final tour. So.
Oh, that's what they say, right?
Yeah, I mean, it will be their final tour probably as this group. I'm sure they'll kind of fill in other members, but this is the last tour with this group. So
amazing.
This was shot with the Q2. This was at my local train station where I lived in Queens at the time. Saw this guy with the keyboard on his lap, and he was actually, I saw him across. I was on my way to work, and I was on the other side of the platform, and I was debating if I was going to be late.
Already going to be late to work here, guys. No.
I like waved at him, said hello, and I ran across to the other side.
It's worth it. This is this is the one company you could be late for work and taking a photo. So.
But happy the way this came out. Grabbed a couple of shots of him. Very interesting character. He actually had a camera pin on his
cool.
his hat, so I didn't get a chance to like talk to him as much as I wanted to. Did exchange info. I wish I heard back from him because I think he would have been a really cool person to kind of document a little bit more about him. But
gotta go back to that train stop.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
Look at the metadata. Look at the time stamp. That's his routine, I guess.
This is the fun stuff that I love about New York. You can be walking anywhere, and this guy obviously kind of fits that.
Yeah, all characters, all walks of life. It's a fun time. Great shot. Thank you.
Great. Well, that concludes kind of the sharing both of your work. I want to thank both Sire and Rob for kind of diving into some great examples of photography that they love and that was made with the Leica camera. And it was fun talking to you guys and spending a little time and learning more about how you photograph and how you approach your subject.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. I want to let everyone know that first of all, our address, which I think is paramount, which is 406 West 13th Street. We're in the Meatpacking District, and our opening, the doors will be open on January 30th. We are going to have a great display of cameras and accessories available. There will be no proper exhibition in the gallery, but you are welcome to come in as we prepare for the Elliott Erwitt exhibition later in March. And of course, we have upstairs where we'll have the resource library that Todd Heido has put together. And also, frankly, a really cool hangout place. It's a beautiful, beautiful store. I would love to, put up a couple of cots in here and just sleep here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The neighborhood is fun and exciting. There's just so much to do here. You're a block from the High Line. And I know when you come in, if you're familiar or not familiar with New York, we will give you plenty of recommendations of things to do in the neighborhood. This is such a long time coming for Leica, especially in the gallery. We haven't had a Leica gallery since 2016. So this really kind of puts us just in a whole special place. So I, that wasn't the
We never leave. And
yeah. I have to work on that secret compartment that we talked about, right?
yeah, I think that was in your contract. I would look it over.
It's such it is just so beautiful here. It is just so beautiful, and it will serve us and it will serve everybody coming in here so well. So I really look forward to welcoming you here to the Leica Store and Gallery beginning January 30th. If there are some more questions at this point, it might be a great time to put them up so we can address them. Also, there's a QR code you'll see on that slide if you want to stay in touch with us and learn more about Leica and the Leica Store in New York and Gallery. Please zero in on that QR code.
Michael, we're seeing some great questions on the chat here, and we have a rendering of the store on one of the slides here. Could you guide us through how the store will be laid out? There's an upstairs, there's a downstairs.
Yeah.
As people come into the store, what can they expect to see on the left, on the right, all that kind of stuff?
Well, if anybody's ever seen the Wizard of Oz, you're pretty much coming to the Emerald City, as far as I'm concerned. It's a beautiful two-story brick facade building. It's a glass facade. You're going to enter this building, and it is filled with light. There is a large skylight at the very front, which has a pattern of brick, which allows the light to come in, but not harshly. So it's almost like a softbox that allows that light to come in and bathe the interior of the store. When you walk in, you shoot up straight to the ceiling, which is at least 20 feet high. And when you enter the store, you are kind of welcomed with this soft wood paneling. Now, Nathan, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
Because I want everyone to come here and experience this store and gallery themselves. But I will put it this way, that everything has been so well thought of, and it is a soft palette when you come in, but it also has a kind of a reflection of New York City, kind of the toughness of New York City. And we're surrounded by cobblestone streets here in the meatpacking district. So it has a little bit of grit to it, but it's really just a finely finessed store and gallery. So you come in, the store, all the cameras, the accessories, the watches are on display, and you keep going. It's like flowing into a river, and you come directly to the gallery. So from the very front, you can not only see all the cameras and all the things we have on display, but you can see the gallery, and you can see the wide selection of photographs that we will have up. Then if you back up a little bit before you enter the retail space, you go upstairs. And upstairs, you will find a beautiful layout with the bookshelves, a beautiful wooden floor, and a nice little surprise. We have a terrace in the back, which you can see with floor to ceiling windows, which will come warm weather, I think a very great place to hang out.
And Michael, we'll have a second surprise. There'll be a new Cine One short throw projector laser TV up there, which you can kind of see in the rendering. So the rendering's a little bit off. There's an older rendering that I had supplied, but the fun part, like Michael says, you're just gonna have to show up and see what we've changed and compare and contrast to. But I've got to say a little bit for a surprise. But yeah, no, we have a lot of cool stuff planned here. The space is beautiful, like Michael was saying. It's a great flow, and it's meant to be a journey to kind of showcase a little bit of heritage, a little bit of new stuff, and then current exhibition on the wall. It's going to be a really fun time here. It may seem small from that rendering, but it actually is a large space. So large that we're actually like at the beginning of this program, Michael and I and Zaire are on two different floors. So we're on the second mezzanine, and Michael's in the gallery space, so it's really fun to have that separation and space. And as you can tell, you're not hearing each other or echo. That's how big of a place this is. And yeah, the outdoor patio is going to be really special for us. We're looking at it right now, and another surprise. So we won't turn the camera around until you're gonna have to come in and visit. Lots of cool activities will happen here. We'll have the gallery exhibition opening nights, so make sure to RSVP early to those when possible. Elliot Erwitt will be probably sold out. If not, it's probably already sold out. It hasn't even went live yet, and it's probably already sold out. So it's something special to come to those opening events. We have them at most of our store locations across the U.S., and it's something that we're going to do probably around once a month, if give or take. Michael can kind of give us more of a rundown of how often and frequent those will take place. But the exhibits will still be up. Those will just be the opening nights to have.
Fantastic. Yeah, we so look forward to having you come into the store. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud to be here, to be a part of the Leica team, starting January 30th.
Yep, a lot of hard work has been going on behind the scenes. We're really proud to share with you all. And yeah, again, I can't stress the team factor enough. You guys are going to meet everybody on the team and get to know us more, and we'll get to know you and really see how we can help you either elevate your photography with a camera, or finding out more about the camera you currently own, or even doing a one-on-one with Michael Foley to learn more about how to curate a gallery of your own work, or to kind of find a topic or genre to really lean into through his bespoke one-on-one Meet the Curator session. So tons of stuff will be offered at the location, and no shortage of photography and art appreciation at this location. So.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much, Nathan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was so nice to hear your perspectives, to see your photography, to hear you talk amongst yourselves. I can really feel the team camaraderie in this conversation here. I want to spend a little bit of time on share what we're doing with Academy. Academy is a really important part of what we do at Leica, part of our educational programming. And we have a number of different activities planned for the very near future, starting in New York with Toots. Toots is a phenomenal portrait photographer. He will be there to share his insights on portrait photography in his studio, very, very close to the new New York store. There's a QR code here that you can click on to see more details and to sign up. We also have workshops across the nation in Los Angeles, here with Lauren Wells, speaking about her perspective and how to get the shot in a street photography environment. And we have ways for you to learn more about your camera and to dive deeper into the settings of your cameras, from the Leica Q to the Leica SL to the Leica M systems. Lots of different options available to you, both in person, but also online if you're not close to a Leica store. And speaking about online workshops, we also have a workshop with Phil Penman slated for March, also an online workshop specifically focusing on black and white photography.
Yep.
I'm going to end the conversation with this slide right here. If you want to know more about what Leica is doing, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow us at Leica Camera USA, also as Leica Academy USA. I've also added the new Instagram for the New York store, so please follow that account and you'll be able to find out more about the opening events. I've also added Rob and Sire's Instagram pages for you to follow them directly as well. Well, folks, thank you so much for your time again. Really excited for the new opening of the store. It's great to see the family and the team expand to new heights. And again, very excited to see you, all three of you, in the coming months as the store activities develop.
Thank you. No, thanks, Nathan, so much. I'm very grateful for this conversation, and glad to share more of us and continue to share more of us in person and again online, like Nathan said, with the workshops we'll be having. I will say there's a little typo on my Instagram handle. It's a ROBTIRRELL. But
My apologies.
you'll find me in person. Just come on the store. I'll be there. The more important one is also the stores. So that's spelled right. Leica Store New York is the handle for that. And of course, you can see more beautiful color images at Project Roman and for Sire's images. And then yeah, just come on down. Yeah, we'll be open in a week. So excited to have you all on the 30th and forward.
Wonderful. Well, folks, we'll see you next time for a Leica Conversations or Leica Tech Talk. See you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.